Welcome to the East Ward Update. I'm Durwell Montgomery, council member of the East Ward. On this month's show, we're going to discuss the city's summer youth activities. My guest is the Director of Recreations and Park, Tim Grant. Welcome, Tim. This isn't the first time you've been on to talk about some things with us here, but particularly this time we're going to talk about some things that are going on this summer.
Great. Glad to be here, council member.
And just as a brief, you're the Director of Recreation and Parks, and your experience with the city has been for some time, right?
That's correct. I've actually been the director here for the past 11 years, and I've worked for the city for a total of 17 years.
All right. So over that time, we've always tried to do some things during the summertime for young people, and particularly even within the recreation centers, trying to stay up to date so that the recreation centers are engaging the youth today. And so talk about just a little bit about some of the things that we've done here recently, particularly in some of the rec centers, to try to maintain an engagement with some of our young people.
Great. Actually, let's start with a project that I believe you initiated with us, which goes back to our arcade games. We found out that a lot of our young people have kind of gotten away from the Xbox and PlayStation, and they've kind of gone back to the Miss Pac-Man games, the motorcycle racing games, the air hockey games, the NASCAR games. And so at two particular locations, Haynes Hosiery and William C. Sims Recreation Centers, we were able to install a number of arcade games. We took out the old equipment in the game room and replaced it with about 6 units at each location. They seem to be going very well. Young people are actually spending quite a bit of time in there on these particular games, and we hope very soon to add a third location sometime this summer. That is 14th Street Recreation Center. So it's been a project that we've been very excited about. The young people have been very excited about, and our game rooms actually have a pretty good crowd going on in them now.
And so these are things that are currently open for public use now.
Yes, all of our recreation centers are open. We do provide recreation programs throughout the summer. In addition, this year we actually have 10 summer camps going on at out of the 17 locations. We're really excited about that. We added a couple of new locations this year. I believe that Georgia Taylor added a summer camp. William C. Sims added a summer camp this year, and we've been very excited about it. Our camps actually filled up before the summer session even started. So that tells us that there continues to be a demand to have something for our younger children to do during the summer months.
And so even now, on top of those summer camps that they have going on, what are some of the programs that we have going on, particularly at the rec centers, just to continuously engage the young people?
Well, we continue to try to develop new programming, whether it's hip-hop dancing classes or some type of aerobic activity for our young people. A couple of our recreation centers, we're actually doing a exercise program where the young people come in and do stretching and calisthenics in the morning and actually take up to a mile walk. Very excited about that. We also are real excited about the golf opportunities that we are able to offer. Vic and Connie Johnson continue once again to offer free golf camp to 5 of our recreation centers, and that camp is held at the Reynolds Park Recreation Center, and actually I think they've touched about 120 young people so far this summer. In addition to that, the Ernest Morris Camp is going on once again at Winston Lake Golf Course. We're very excited about that, and that camp is up in full swing now with about 50 young people involved in that camp as well.
And so as we look at how we move and engage with young people, whether it's from the rec centers there with some of the arcade opportunities to the golf opportunities that's there, why do we believe in Parks and Rec that it's important to engage our young people?
Well, it's important for a couple of different reasons. One, I guess you would call I'm old school. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. We have to find different things to keep our young people busy. Young people lose interest, and so you have to continue to change and offer different activities for them. But more importantly, there's a real epidemic in our country that deals with obesity and many different health concerns. And we really have to try to keep our young people physically and mentally prepared, making sure that their bodies are physically fit, making sure that they're healthy, making sure that they can fight off diseases like diabetes, obesity, and other health issues that might come up. But more importantly, physical activity really prepares the mind. It strengthens and refreshes the brain. And those type of opportunities for our young people are really vital for them, especially during the summer. There are a lot of negative things that our young people can get involved in during the summer, but we want to provide all of our young people some positive activities around positive role models so that they can learn and grow. Of course, we don't want their academic success to wander during the summer, so we've got computer labs at all of our locations, so we've got instructors there, we have classes there, and to keep them engaged academically so that after the summer is over, they can go back to school in late August well prepared and refreshed to have a good academic year.
And it's just some of the fun things that we do. I know we have some things that go on at some of the centers, such as midnight basketball, and where are those things happening?
14th Street does a late night basketball program that's been very successful. It's for the older teens, usually somewhere right around 18, 19 and up, those young adults that get active and become involved in just engaging physical activity. And that late night basketball program is, I guess, it's taken place for the last 25 years. We also do a younger basketball league for our younger people at a number of different locations, not only 14th Street, but also at Haynes-Hosiery. They are well known for the basketball camps and leagues during the summer, as well as some other locations. And you know, Haynes-Hosiery leads up to Hang the Net that will be happening later on in July of this year. In addition to that, you know, our swimming pools are open. Once again, through council's assistance, I think this is the 4th summer that we've been able to offer free swim lessons. And it's very important. I think over the last couple of summers, we've averaged about 1,000 people taking the free swim lessons every summer. It's very important that our young people, as well as adults, know life-saving skills and can be safe in and around water.
Yeah, and it's important for us to be able to have that opportunities for individuals. I think that's one of the great things that we offer. And what are some improvements that we've made at some of our pools?
Well, actually, we're real excited about 2 splash pads that we've opened. First splash pad is at Mineral Springs Pool. It's a smaller version of a water park where you've got a couple of different devices that actually spray water up out of the concrete and allow our young people, especially our younger kids, to be able to have that aquatic experience and not actually have to get in any water that may be too deep for them. In addition to that, we've got a splash pad over at Happy Hill Pool. And I've seen some of the kids go to those different splash pads, and the younger kids really like it. And we've had a lot of positive comments from the adults as well. So it's very important that during this summer again, as this heat wave continues to come through, that you allow young people as well as teenagers and adults the opportunity to get out and cool off and go swimming and enjoy some of our aquatic facilities here in the city of Winston-Salem.
And then we also do teen nights at some of the rec centers as well. Is that correct?
Yes, this will be our 3rd summer. We've actually done 3 specific locations: 14th Street, Martin Luther King, and Polo Park, where we've geared our Friday night activities specifically for the early teens, ages 13 up to age 16. And we bring them in and let them have their space with adult supervision and allow them to have gaming nights, allow them to have their own tournaments, allow them to have movie nights, and we feed them, and it's been very successful. Young people just need a place to go out and hang, and this gives them that opportunity to go out and hang with other teens and be under adult supervision and kind of have their own space. And we hope to be able to continue to do that each and every summer.
One thing that I hear as a council member and from citizens often is they don't know about some of the events that take place, and oftentimes they'll say, well, there's nothing going on, but I know there's things that are happening and going on. How do we advertise the events that we have?
Well, Of course, we utilize all the city resources. We have TV 13 that they take advantage of. You can find out the activities that take place there, as well as the city's website. The city's website, as well as Recreation and Parks website. All of the activities are listed there. If they take the Chronicle or the Winston-Salem Journal, there are often different ads that are actually ran in those two publications. And the easiest way, if you still don't know, you can pick up the phone and call us or call CityLink and find out. You know, a lot of people sit around and wait for an activity to come and knock on your door. Well, that's not going to happen. If you just put forth a little effort, make a phone call, send an email, check a website, you can find out there's a lot of activities taking place here in the city of Winston-Salem.
When we return, we'll discuss a new summer activity designed to engage Winston-Salem youth like never before. Stay with us.
Drownings and close calls are 8 times more likely to happen to kids who can't swim, or to kids being supervised by adults who can't swim. It's why swimming lessons are a crucial water safety step. In fact, swimming is the only sport that can save a life, and lessons are available to kids and adults of all ages. To know what's right for your child, do what I did and ask your pediatrician. Then ask your swim instructor to include other age-appropriate water safety skills. For lessons, try your local Y, American Red Cross chapter, or community pool. But remember, even good swimmers can drown, so make sure there's always supervision.
Welcome back to the East Ward Update. I've been talking with Tim Grant about the summer youth activities in our recreation centers, but there's something brand new this year being hosted at the fairgrounds. Tim, tell us a little bit about what's taking place at the fairgrounds and Fairground Fridays.
Well, council member, you know, several months ago, probably going back to early fall and back to the winter, we had a lot of discussion about creating something new and different. And we were able to kind of put some things together, get some funding, and work with marketing communications and work with the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds as well. And so we came out with this kind of Fairground Fridays, kind of taking advantage of the space up there, which is beautiful space, and offering some activities for our young people. I think back on June 27th, we had the first Fairground Fridays, and let me just kind of tell you a little bit about it. It's kind of in 2 phases. We have indoor activities that take place in the education building, of which we were able to go out and basically purchase a skate park. We dealt with American Ramp Corporation and were able to purchase some ramps, and so we've created an indoor skate park in the education building. So in addition to the skate park that's located there, there's also concessions there on Friday nights. Also, we've got about 14 arcade games again, a number of different arcade games that are actually free for anybody that comes up on that Friday night. The first Friday we jumped it off with the BMX showcase, actually had a great turnout for that. And so you've got all of these activities taking place inside. We've got places inside where young people or adults even can sit down and eat. But also outside, we're able to continue working with Buster Brown and Mr. Bill's Productions and give our young people some music outside. As you remember last 2 summers, we've done music in the park downtown. So we've just kind of relocated that up to the fairgrounds. And our young people came out in force that first Friday. We had almost 700. I think the exact count was 692. And so we've kind of got different activities taking place there. Our teens are inside and outside. Our skateboarders are certainly inside. But also we've seen a lot of adults, adult skaters and families come up and be a part of this activity as well too. It's gone over very well. We've had a lot of sponsorships come on board. Forsyth Tech has come on board with a major sponsor in order to try to recruit and educate our young people about the educational advantages of going to a community college. And so they've really stepped it up and tried to engage our young people in terms of higher education. We also have several different stores that have come on board and offered up some prizes. And usually about every half hour, If you come in, if you're a teen, you get your raffle ticket, you listen for your number call, and you might win a special prize. And very excited about it. We think that, you know, with teens, again, you have to keep changing up things in order to continue to have them interested. So we're very excited about that. We've got this coming Friday, which is July 11th. We've got July 18th, July 25th, and complete Fairground Fridays on August 1st. In addition to that, our skate park will be open every day during the month of July. I believe the times are from 2 to 8 on Sundays through Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays from 2 to 10, where the skate park is open to anybody. And the big thing is there's no charge. No charge for any of these activities.
You just stole the question I was going to ask you, whether or not there was it free or if there was a charge that had to be paid. So again, this signifies one of the things that Parks and Rec is doing to continue to stay up to date with catering to the needs of the community, and based upon the response from the community so far, teens as well as adults and families and parents, that one, is targeted at some of the young people, but it's open and family friendly.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And another thing that we've been real excited about is the fact that we've taken advantage of social media. The city's marketing communications department has helped us with that, and they've got activities and information out there on Facebook and Twitter and all those things that I don't normally look at. So it's been real exciting.
And I think that is part of the process of engaging with the young people, is also using some of the media that they use in order to continue to promote those things. Because I think sometimes it's great to let young people make something popular. When they make it popular, then I think it goes over a little bit better. But I think that you all and your staff are doing a great job in terms of pushing forward some of these things that are been coming through, and has translated over to great response from community. As I said to others, I wasn't sure exactly how the Fairground Fridays would turn out, but I was happy to see on that first night that it turned out the way that it did, and continues to go that way, even with the skate park and those. And with the skate park itself, what all entails in the skate park?
Well, there are a couple of responsibilities that any skateboard user would have to follow, and let me make sure I'm very clear. Our skate park is right now just for skateboarders. We wanted to engage our skateboarding community and find out, you know, is there a real interest out there? I think we've answered that question. They have to come up and have to have a waiver that has to be signed. You also have to have on your person safety equipment, a skateboarding helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads. And the interesting thing that I've seen is that we've had skateboarders as early as age 10 and skateboarders as old as 39 and 40. And the interaction with skateboarders in that community, how they respect each other, and how a skate park just kind of, they have kind of these unwritten rules that they follow. It's been very exciting to see that. And we've also gauged every Friday, as well as the skate park and as well as outside, what do our young people want? What do you want to see? And we have staff gathering that information as well too, so we can take that information and examine it and process it, and look, start thinking now about next summer and what we can offer a little bit different. We're very excited. I think everybody that has been there has been very excited about Fairground Fridays in our skateboard park, and we encourage everyone to come out, and even if you don't have a skateboard, come out and take a look at it.
And so, this will go all the way on, particularly the Fairground Fridays will go through August the 1st.
We'll finish up August 1st.
August 1st, but the actual skate park piece will be open, as you said, throughout the entire month of July.
That's correct.
During the week, you can still have those opportunities to come down if you're a part of the skateboarding community. And at this time, it's for those who are already skaters. We don't have any classes or anything like that teaching.
Not yet. I'm certainly not a skateboarder. I can't teach it, but I don't know if council member is a skateboarder, but certainly the opportunity will be there in the future to look towards a permanent location. That's one of the things that we're going to examine now over the next couple of months. And that opportunity may present itself where it might be able to offer skateboarding classes.
Over, again, looking at, the summer activities from the recreation centers to what we're doing at Fairground Fridays, how do you feel in terms of all of those things that we're reaching and meeting the community where they are?
I think so far we've done a real good job this summer. I think what citizens can look for is continuing down this pathway of change and offering new opportunities. I think this summer there's been a lot of activities for our young people to become engaged in. I think that going forward we can stretch the envelope some more and offer some things quite differently. We're going to continue to talk to our young people, continue to have conversation with them, and continue to ask them, what do you want to do? But I think when you look back on what we've done so far this summer, I think our youth are pretty excited, and we're excited to have this next Friday come up this week and just kind of continue to see how we can expand and make things better.
We have a few other events going on this summer. May not be just targeted towards the youth. We have one that is more so targeted towards the youth as they get ready to go back to school, and then we have one that's kind of a community engagement opportunity. You want to tell us a little bit about those two things?
Well, certainly I think one of the other new locations that we're looking at this year is that we're having a community day over in Happy Hill. I believe that date is July 26th, which I believe is a Saturday. Having a number of activities just to get people out from that community and get them engaged and get them aware of what city services might be, but more importantly to get them out to have some fellowship, to have some opportunities for them to be physically active, to have opportunities for them to have family time together and just have a great day. Of course, again this year we're going to have our family day at Winston Lake Park, which will conclude our summer activities on August 10th. On that particular day, typically we have live music or a live band. We'll have free food for everyone. We'll also get an opportunity to showcase our summer camps, our 10 summer camps, and the type of activities and crafts and drawings that they have been able to produce over the summer. And we're excited again this year because we're going to have a partnership with the Josh Howard Foundation, the local Mason group here, the Winston Lake Senior Golf Association, to give away a number of back-to-school book bags and supplies. I believe last summer we supplied somewhere around 400 book bags that were jam-packed full of supplies. And so those partnerships allow us to do that, and we continue to grow with those partnerships, and should be an exciting day. You can come out, you can fish, you can bring a blanket, you can hang out under the tree, you can walk around, you can play games, we'll have bouncies, we'll have a little bit of everything that day. And we just encourage everyone to put that date on their calendar as well.
At the event that we do to kind of culminate it all, in terms of that back to school piece that's going, are there opportunities? I know you said name some of the groups that are partnering, but if there are other groups that may want to help supply anything, is there still opportunities for people to make any donations or give anything towards that? Absolutely.
If someone is out there and is watching your show and they have an interest in partnering with us, they can certainly contact me by calling CityLink or calling Recreation and Parks Department, and we're certainly looking for those opportunities. We can make it even larger and give away more book bags. You'll be surprised at the number of children that end up not having the supplies that they need to go back to school. And when you actually see these kids and you see them get this book bag and how excited they are, it really does something to your spirit and your soul. And so if there's some other potential partners out there, just contact us and we'll be more than happy to get the information to them.
And then you also mentioned about the community day in Happy Hills, and one thing I'm excited about that is the multicultural piece that'll be associated with that, because we have a diverse community here in the city of Winston-Salem, but we don't always engage the totality of our citizenry. And I think doing activities that are multicultural, extending beyond what some of us kind of get in our own little boxes sometimes, but just really trying to help break down some of those barriers, I think will just make community better in terms of being able to have that opportunity to interact with individuals. So I'm excited about what can happen there as well with that community day, because at Sims Rec Center in particular, I know that there is a large Hispanic population that comes and interacts there, whether it's from the soccer and other things. And so I think that'll be a great opportunity to really interact with a diverse group in our community, but then also the other parts of our community that have found Happy Hills their home as well. So really offering those opportunities for different cultural inclusion, because I think it's one thing to try to understand a different culture to the place where you're willing to interact beyond that. And I think that's one thing that we have the opportunity to do with that. And that won't break down all barriers, but I think it's a starting place.
Absolutely.
And so as we continue to move through Parks and Recs, move through different opportunities, is there any other things that you see on the horizon in Parks and Recs?
Well, I think that a couple of things I want to just mention is that, I know we haven't talked about that, is the improvements at Winston-Salem Golf Course. We just opened up the back nine this past weekend. We've replaced all 19 greens, which includes the putting green, taking out the bent grass and going with the diamond zoysia. So the greens are in place. We're still waiting for the roots to take place, and as the greens continue to be in place, the greens will become better and better. We had to go with a more heat-tolerant, resistant green because the bent grass greens were just not holding up. And there's a whole paradigm shift in the golf industry in North Carolina and South Carolina especially, where people are leaving the bent grass greens because they typically can't make it through the heat during the summer. In addition to that, some tree work is taking place out at Winston-Salem Golf Course. There are a lot of trees that we're dealing with to open up airflow, air circulation, to have more sunlight get to tee boxes, get to greens, and get to the fairways, which will eventually improve the golf course out there. That's one of the other things that we're pretty excited about. And we continue to reach out to our community. We want citizens to know, what do you want us to do? Over the last number of years, as you know, we've added some different activities, whether it's bocce or whether it's pickleball or other activities that citizens have wanted to see. And we're exploring, actually having some conversation with some citizens now about some different activities that might take place. And so if you have an idea or have an interest, work with us, and we're certainly willing to work with every citizen and see whether or not we can create some different opportunities that the citizens might want to participate in.
Yeah, and I think that it's always great to hear from people. I think that gives, again, the opportunity for whatever that's going to be done to be successful, because though you have already established group of people who are advocating for it, so at least you're starting with the base of people who are going to participate in it. As well, we know that there are a lot of items in the Parks and Recs that are on the potential bond referendum for November, and there's going to be a lot more information and discussion about that in the near future. But I think that Parks and Recs has the opportunity to continue to be impactful here in the city, and even more so to grow and develop based upon some of the great things that your staff has done and develop some of those master plans and the visioning process that's taken place for parks. I think it's just a process of actually implementing some of those things and transitions that are going on. But I want to thank you for taking the time to come out and share a little bit with community, share about what's going on. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just like to say to all of our citizens, get out of the house and get active. When you look at our Recreation and Parks Department and opportunities that we have here, there are a lot of opportunities. And make a pledge today to get out and get active and get healthy.
All right. We'd like to thank Parks and Recs Director Tim Grant for joining us today. You can learn more about that city's summer youth activities online at www.cityofws.org. You can also see the show in its entirety on the city's YouTube channel, cityofwinstonsalem.gov. Thank you.